Hmm. Okay, I don't really have a helper today, so I may have to nominate someone. I'm gonna nominate Jesse to help me. Mainly whoever in the waiting room let in. As soon as I'm going into the talking mode, I don't pay attention who is in the waiting room, who is not. Okay, so this is SPY monthly charge. What do you see? Like a solid line. This is December high, low high. We just had a monthly breakdown, right? Monthly breakdown. Okay, tiny, but it is breakdown. So what's the next level? Using stretch, next level will be somewhere 568, right? So what could change the situation? I have December 50%. This two down, right? If we start going back up and take 595 out, become bullish, then we have high chance to go back to 603, 609. But so far, we have solid red month, and then the January month is not starting very well. And historically, do we have like a drop 1 month and then immediately go back up? Yeah, we have one here. That went back 10 years. What happens? The last week of December drops into early January and then usually pump big. But on daily time frame, this is weekly. Weekly, clearly this needed more consolidation, right? So in a little bit more bullish scenarios, usually you hit the 13 EMA and bounces. Like yesterday did that, and it was bounced pretty nice. Not yesterday, last week. But then we have another weekly breakdown at 587. That's why here I said we didn't do well today. I didn't leave well. I went to dentist today, so there was a part that I wasn't watching. So what's next, right? We need consolidation and then three moving areas stick together, start go back up. And let's look at daily. So weekly breakdown also indicating, and it's also lined up with 30 EMA. So in the really bearish situations, it could peer through 30 EMA. I don't even understand why we are dropping, to be honest. Today's econ data is good. There's something someone knows we don't know. Okay, so this is daily chart. Daily chart, we had another daily breakdown, but the gap didn't fill. I mean, if they wanted it to drop, why wouldn't it fill the gap, right? There's nothing there to support. So if you look at the whole last daily move, the big impulse move, this is the whole range, right? So we are still uptrend on daily. And here is the demand zone. And then the gap fill 576, and then the bottom demand zone. This is W bottom too. So this level is very important. That's why we have this first buying level. SPY, I only put it here, but ideally you could start buying from here to here. But monthly, it's looking really, really over bought. Monthly, if you look at the like here, very overbought and have a negative divergence. The drop might be just like just started crossing down, right? So we have a daily wave four down and then go back up wave five, but then we have monthly. Look at SPY. So we have daily, okay, 574 and this the value area high, 560, 556. So here you have a strong support here, and you also have strong support here. Like this is really, really thick support. So I don't believe it's gonna drop to 540. I think this two levels would be supported. But on monthly, we also have wave 4 down. So if we rally from here, go back to all-time high, and then later this year, usually August, July-ish, gonna have a big drop. So this later this year may have bigger drop. So I'm thinking may even actually go to 480. So I'm a little bit nervous, like getting level too soon in a way. If we buy in too early, and I knowing you guys, I know you guys sometimes more than yourself. I know each one of you, your style. That's why sometimes if you see me reaching out to you individually, please don't take offended because I care. Otherwise, I wouldn't even talk to you after, I want you to understand that. Okay, so wave 4 really just retest the breakout area here. And we do see very good support here on QQQ. So let's look at the QQQ monthly. So monthly, the last impulse move really, this daily still uptrend here. This the last impulse move and this is retracement, right? So if I have a guess, I think we are at what? So the bottom 30% for sure. I want to see, I don't want to see this. I want to see where we are. I got it wrong, of course. It's nothing new. I do that all the time. So is 78.6. That's pretty deep. It called a deeper retracement. So if we hold here, let's look at the monthly. I'm going to remove this so you see a lot of lines. Let's look at the monthly. In monthly, it's looking really high here. I have the line for like, remove this. We just had monthly breakdown. C59.27 is the December low. And this is huge candle, like November. So we might not come all the way back down to the low. So this, like if we pass November 499, let's say 500, the high chance will come lower. But for now, we don't want to worry about that too much. However, the good news is two down. If you start rallying, taking out 524 with 50% of December, we could also go back to all-time high. So if I were you, I would put 524.21, let's say 524.25 easier, and then 500 on your chart. So if you take this out both, we're going back to all-time high. If we take this out, we're going much lower. Let's look at weekly. Weekly is not pretty either. Why is that? This is the last impulse move. This is W bottom, right? So it's really, really early at the retracement phase. Unless you call it and say, okay, I'm going to call this W bottom, but this is not really W bottom here. I mean, I guess if you really say, okay, I want to call this W bottom, you could, but it's still indicating 484 could be. We could get there, right? So on daily, I know I don't know whether you guys interested. I always want to share this because so you guys one day when you don't stay with me anymore, you know how to do like top-down multi-time frame analysis. Like if you guys think this is boring, you don't want to hear it, we don't have to do it. Give me one on one. One is yes, two is no in the chat area. Okay, so daily. Daily, I could call here, right? Here, oh, sorry, we're on the wrong tool. It's really here is my last impulse. So we are daily still uptrend. And can we just turn back up from here? Absolutely, we can. Now let's look at the NQ charts. So NQ, we have a little bit divergence. We literally have a little bit lower low and is oversold. The MACD dropping momentum slowing down a little bit, and William percent R also showing oversold. So can we go back up from here? Yes, we can. But here is the strong resistance. I mean, on smaller time frame, let's say NQ. I wish I could give you guys this indicator, but I can't. So you have to forgive me for that. So above 21,169, really above, what is it? 21,181, that was yesterday low. And we actually broke lower today, lower low. And we do have positive divergence here. See that we have a whole bunch of lower lows, but we have a whole bunch higher highs on the RSI. And I am ready for this to pop. So this is the first resistance. You could short it like using 5 minutes, 10 minutes candle, but I wouldn't want to short anytime and any place here. Like really, it's not a lot of runway unless let's say tomorrow we're gonna really break through here. Then we don't really we know this month's low, right? This like we could literally go to 2,300. So this highlighted area would be the real W bottom, like the whole stretch is the last impulse move. Really here is the absolutely has hold. If losing this pivot low, we are really in trouble. So if for whatever reason tomorrow we are gonna have another down day, here I set alert already. Like when he come here, I will start loading, and I don't care. I'm probably gonna load the NQ, and TQQQ, FNGU, whatever I had. This like like a Microsoft, Amazon, we loaded from. I sold all of the Amazon on top, and now I'm just start reloading a little bit Amazon. But Microsoft, I have always had it, so I add a little bit more and Tesla, but majority this time, I'm really just doing FNGU, TQQQ. Because if you do every mega ticker, might as well just do FNGU, right? So here's minor resistance. And if you look at it NQ saying, okay, let's look at 30 minutes. And then 30 minutes, we have a reversal, rally, base rally, and then you can add here. So I could see we go to 21,366, and that's not very high. It really just somewhere here. And if we could take today's high out, 21,500, then things changes. Then we become reversal up. But before that happens, we can cautiously go long. On shares, doesn't matter. I'm not really worried about any shares. Okay, from lower, we can add more, but that's why options, I've been very cautious about options. And so I was gonna do more SPX or long on NQs. And someone mentioned the price action, it looked like what happened before 911. I'm like, what? And if really there's another 911 happens, like we're gonna really, it's not gonna look good. I think we might have another August, first week August moment. That's why I'm like, I don't want the market drop 1,000 points, and I'm holding 10 full contract and Q. So anyway, so we'll see. The strong resistance is in this area, like 21,400. So if come back down, come back up to this area, we'll see whether we have a reversal, because if you look at NQ on hourly time frame, it still have a one leg down. Unless we take this out. Otherwise, we may retest the value area low. So you have a resistance here, and then you have resistance here. So, but if we get above this 21,500, things change. But so far, I'm still seeing one leg down. That's why. But shorting at this level is not really recommended. You don't really have a lot of meat. But if you're shorting from here, yeah, you do have 400 points. 400 points, then you have to watch it. And if you put tight stop loss, you're fine. There's nothing wrong. You can do long and short anytime. So anyway, so I still have my macro NQs, all the contract together, about 5.5 full contract NQ that I'm holding. I acted the full NQ one because I don't want two accounts like fully loaded and pretty dangerous, I guess. So I moved stop loss up. And if I'm taking out, so this is drop base rally, base rally. So we have very high chance come here, and maybe time to offload some. So for yes, I have two demand zone drawn in my chart. One, we didn't make a lower low on Q on ES. Like the December 20 low, we didn't hit it. So that's why when you look at ES chart, it's different from NQ chart. I'm trying to show you what's look like on this and this side. So the W bottom really where the initial move, the impulse move, origin of going up, like right before election. So I'm interested in here, but that's really not too far, 50 points. So 50 points in half day, this date. So anyway, so I did put a supply zone here, but this is not ideal place to short. So on ES, because we didn't make a lower low, look, it's 1, 2, and so I'm still bullish. So if we could get about 59, 55, then we're in game, right? So we could really go back to 6,100. I don't really think ES will go back to all-time high from here. I really think it just here would be the max. I'm thinking 6,130. But we're like 200 points away. So we'll see what's happening. Okay, so that's ES. We have two demand zones. If come back here again, We'll see what happens. We go long on future. I'm not gonna add more shares because the level didn't change. However, if ES from here, then I would add a second batch of the TQQQ or FNGU shares. And so let's look at the BCAP. NVIDIA today is really good because pre-market, I sent a warning that semis are strong. And after Jesse remind us TSM, and I went back to look at again, and still semis are leading because semis have been beaten down so much, right? So NVIDIA actually end up the day green. We have a higher low. That's interesting, right? So can NVIDIA just go up from here? Yeah, we could. We could. Someone had to lead, right? So we saw a lot of Apple Cascure put in. If Apple start going back up, then it's good. And then who else is looking really good? Meta, right? Meta actually has a like pivot machine gun. What is the pivot machine gun? You have reversal, take pivot, pivot, pivot. You're taking two pivot out, if counting this one three. And so if market start to pop, this thing, it could go to 660, right? So we did call, we still have time, our call. But if you don't want to hold it today, you exit it, there's nothing wrong with that, right? When market has uncertainties, small profit is better than big loss. So anyway, Amazon just really retest this trendline support. And I was hoping it come back down, at least fill this gap. But I doubt it will. And if you look at it, Amazon, I put a circle here. So if market start to go, the MACD momentum dropping, slowing down, and it could just start going from here. It doesn't really have a lot of upside, but if market really bullish, there's nothing to stop it go to 250. I really like Amazon this price. Google also forming that dog head, whatever it is. But this time I'm not planning to play Google shares by itself. But if you're interested, this place is not a bad place actually. To ideally you add the first level at least here, but it is refused coming, and it's also end up a day brain too. Netflix, Netflix to me, I think it's really expensive. I'm not planning to add it. Here is the level I'm interested. Here I'm really not. Um, Microsoft. Microsoft really come back down all the way down to this W bottom. This is really a lagger in a way, the mega tickers. But my upside target for it is pretty high, 460, 480. And it's a ticker relatively cheap at this point. So I think it's okay to add because when August, September, this market dropped that much, this ticker only went to 380. So it might not have really a lot of downside to go. So I added here. I like the fact that there's so much more room. It really come to 400, that meaning 200%, that 200 or 20% upside. But this ticker is so much safer than all the other tickers, right? A lot of other tickers, not all. So Tesla said losing 400 is volume gap. And sure enough, the delivery, that's the thing. When you deal with individual tickers, really hard to know what's new is coming. And see, I said this volume gap, and it really the volume gap filled. So it's not a bad place at the first batch here. And 340, if losing 340, this thing is really in trouble because there's really nothing here, right? So just remember on your chart. So if Tesla decided to go back up, and there's really nothing to stop this guy. And hey, what's happening? But if this thing decided to go down and not a lot of room up below 340, not much support either. So if really Tesla come down here, I will load a lot because I truly believe in this ticker is the future. I mean, not necessarily Tesla, but Elon Musk, the whole thing, Starlink and all that. I know it's not part of this company, but I like Tesla. So anyway, that is all the mega tickers. VST is clean W bottom, right? So the upside 176. I have shares, not heavy position because I think this ticker went up along already too, but strong ones. Expensive doesn't mean it's dropping. So we just follow the trend, right? So this wave 5 target have a lot more room to the upside. And CEG as well, very clean, right? Breakout. This line drawn, I don't know how long ago was given this level. So if you're in there, the target is really pretty high, $300 almost. So don't let this go easily. HIMS, I had a lot of shares before. I think it's a good ticker to have at this level. So if you want to add shares, it's not bad. ANF. So we talk about the Mark Minerini's entry, right? So I have contraction 1, contraction 2, contraction 3, contraction 4. Now we have low, higher lows. And so if this thing break out here, there's really nothing to stop popping to 212. So I don't have a call. I took profit on the call from earning drop here. I have shares. I'm gonna hold all the way to 212. Well, that's $60, guys. And not 65, 50 some, but if you load it from here, that's more than what, $70? That's pretty good, right? So another ticker I gave this ticker yesterday. I saw the flow and so entry stop loss target 27.50 had a really good run today, right? $7 over $7 run. That's 30%, right? That's not bad. One day, 30%. And then it's so cheap. If you bought 300 shares, that was only 5,400. You will make 2,400. That's pretty awesome. 2,100, 300 shares. My math sometimes doesn't work. Excuse me. INGO. So on daily time frame, if you could watch chart, I update this like a few times. This whole 5-6 tickers I was watching reversal, right? And 40-60 stop loss 40-60 cents. And then you went up what, $4, $3.85. So that's still more than 3 to 1, right? For day trading for a day like this is pretty good actually. And QMCO is daily. QMCO, I don't recommend hold overnight. It's wave 4 to wave 5, target 98. Because this kind of ticker, it really can go either way. And on Tesla, I'm reading, hold on, let me finish this. 52 stop loss, right? 52 entry, 50, 50.81 stop loss. So you up $2. And this, if market goes, this thing would go. And I would somehow take some profit here and take some profit here, let the remaining with stop loss move up. You could, Tesla, you could do that if you want to receive shares. If you don't want to receive shares, if market goes, I think Tesla will go. I think Tesla is very close to the bottom. I broke the legs today. I don't mind taking the share at this price. I don't have a big position. Like when I do a cat secure put or put spread, we talk about this many times. You only put on the amount of contract you can afford shares, right? If you really assign shares, a lot of times if you don't have big account and you really want to sell credit, I don't recommend break legs. If you don't have the fund in your account to take shares, because if for whatever reason and market drop big again and Tesla go to 340, then if you single leg, the loss is much more than the spreads. So if you don't have the fund to take shares, I don't recommend break legs. But if you do have the fund and you don't mind taking shares, then because if you take the profit on the offset leg, I don't remember how much I got, then plus the premium from the anchor leg. So you literally pay about $50 less than the anchor price. So that's not bad actually. And QTUM, this is not bad, like reversal, very tiny stop loss. So the watch list I gave you guys, and if you could watch chart, entry, stop loss, and so that's only 40 cents, not even 37 cents. And you already have $2, not $2, 90 cents. No, more than $1. So that's almost three times or 3 to 1, right? If market goes, there's really nothing to stop this guy go to 83. So you're talking about 6 to 1, right? 6 to 1, professional trader usually have only like 40-60%. They're always recommend 3 to 1. So if you have 6 to 1, that's pretty awesome already. So for this like day trading tickers, right? Let's look at ASTS. I wasn't watching this ticker, but you could, right? This ticker has been consolidating, but this is from like you enter here, stop loss here, but this one didn't have a lot of meat. Let's say TQQQ, right? TQQ hit my first buying level. Downside target also here. So I think we're really close to the downside. If there is a good news, let's look at what's news tomorrow. Park section. So tomorrow, Friday, do we have non-farm? No, we have manufacturer PMI, natural gas, nothing else, no major news, just manufacturer PMI and manufacturing price. So we do have worse total vehicle sales that may impact the CVNA in a way, but anyway, so that's all I have for now. I would recommend do less options, especially if you can watch chart and you don't know how to manage option. Share is really much safer in this way because you may be underwater for a while. The long-term portfolio ticker we don't really have big losses on those tickers. It always reward us in the long-term portfolio. So, okay, so summary, I'm watching downside 2 levels. This first level, if reheat again, I'm not gonna add more shares. But if ES really drop down to this level, I will add more shares on the tickers in long-term portfolio. So for NQ, I'm watching this level and the level below. So I have alert at 2520 here. And so that's all I have for today. And if you guys have questions, now is the time to ask. Okay, no questions. Excellent. Okay, guys, I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.